that Raiders pack in the air. Let's go, Steelers. Come on, let's go. Back on the winning track, man. Shout out to the Las Vegas Raiders. The beginning of the game is a little scary. They marched right down the field, scored a touchdown. We went 3 and out. And then that Steel Curtain stepped up. Oh, let's go. This is gonna be a shorter one, man. I didn't take any notes today. I was playing catch up the whole time during the game. I got to watch every snap. Let's talk about what I can remember. I'm actually gonna do a part 2 to this, but Najee's been hearing the noise. I thought the toss plays were still a little annoying, but you let Najee run downhill, you see what happens. I noticed us throwing the ball a lot more. First down. Some plays to Najee out of the passing game was exciting to see. It's nice to see Jaylen Warren back on the field, number 30. His explosiveness, his pass blocking. There was a particular play where he went to meet the guy on the edge, then stepped back up, got the block on the dude, rushing up the middle. Justin gets the ball off, I think, to George Pickens. George Pickens gets the grab, makes a spin, and gets us in a manageable third down situation. Beautiful play top to bottom. Man, this Vegas pack is hitting. Shout out to Max Crosby, man. He did everything he could to wreck this game. Dude's a monster. Shout out to him. But I thought our line looked good for the most part. Unfortunately, Frazier ended up going out of the game. Hopefully he's all right. Get him back soon. But the line held up a lot better. This is the first time in the whole season we had the same line starting back-to-back weeks, which was good. Good to see them gel. Good to see Isaac Seumalo back in there. It's nice. It's nice to see. We had some issues with penalties earlier on in the game, but we got that cleaned up. It seemed like the penalties started to swing in our favor after they were hurting us, putting us in some third and longs. Justin Fields was able to convert one to Calvin Austin down the seams. But I believe Vegas, they had like 2 touchdowns wiped off the board because of penalties. And then not only did they have the touchdowns wiped off, I think they ended up turning the ball over on both those drives, taking points off the board. Our defense looked good. Our defense created some splash. We had, 2 picks? We have 2 picks, or we had 2 forced fumbles and a pick, almost 2 picks. We had a blocked punt. We were cooking. Offense looked good. Slow start, couple misses, just a little bit too much mustard on the ball from Justin, but the plays were there to be made. Even on that end around back to Justin where we took a huge sack. All that happened was Freiermuth. He just missed the block. I mean, the dude saw it the whole way. I thought the only problem with that play was I can't remember what the formation was. I have to go back and look at it, but it was like an obvious, not obvious throwing, but an obvious running play. So I think the dude was just playing the run and didn't expect Justin to get the ball back. He just happened to be in the right place at the right time. So that same play, I think the Lions ran against the Cowboys today. Same exact play. Because I think all we had on the field going downfield was Scotty Miller and Cameron Hayward. And when the Lions did it, they had their tight end streak down the right side just like Hayward was, wide open, touchdown. So it looks bad when it doesn't work, but when it does work, it looks good. Najee was running hard, carrying piles with him, carrying 2-3 men with him, breaking tackles. Immaculate running from Najee. And then, of course, the big one down the sideline. Najee finally gets on the board. And then Najee always knows where the camera is. When he scores or somebody else scores, if he's in the end zone, when Justin Fields scored, he grabbed Justin Fields, put him around his arm and pointed to the camera and said, look right here, this is where where we're going to celebrate. So shout out to Najee. It's good to see him have a bounce back game. And I said it in my preview, I was like, man, with Najee and Jalen coming back, I didn't know really who was going to get the bulk of the carries, the bulk of the yards. It ended up being Najee. I guess in hindsight, it's kind of, Jalen's coming off an injury. They're going to sprinkle him in. So, of course, all the games for Najee to go crazy, it was the game where he actually had some help in the backup running back position. Let me put this out before I get too faded. This is homemade rolled cigarette is off. But yeah, shout out to Steelers back on the winning ways, 32-13. We finally scored 32 points. Justin Fields, I think, had like a $150 through the air. I think he had like another 40 or 50 on the ground. 2 touchdowns on the ground. I think he threw one in. The one, unfortunately, he was a little bit past the line of scrimmage. That one didn't count. Line played good. George Pickens didn't really get involved too much until towards the end of the game, but I think after all the blowback last week, I think he's going to kind of chill out for right now. He'll be fine. Calvin Austin made some plays. Calvin Austin made some great plays by not doing anything at all on the fake catches, on the punts. Even the one like he was about to catch it, the dudes are standing there and the ball bounces right behind him in the end zone. Great plays, very smart. Sometimes you just, like I said, sometimes you just gotta play using, you gotta use the old noggin. That's what I'm trying to say. Sorry, I'm a little faded. But what else? Anything else we need to add, or I'm going to take this shot and get out of here? I will say, I know a lot of people want to see Russell Wilson just for the fact of just wanting to see him. Truth be told, we've been watching Russell Wilson for 13 years, man. I think he would be fine if he came in. I think he'd be solid. But I like Justin Fields, dude. I'm sorry. The dual threat ability. The only thing with Fields, if he can just take a little bit off of those balls, like the one he threw to Jalen, that could have been a fumble. And Jalen had the presence of mind to dive back on the ball, beat a man to the ball. Just got to take a little bit of pepper off of the man's got a cannon. He's got a cannon. Even that one to Calvin, it was just right over the fingertips. But I think if Justin Fields, if he's solid some of that up, the plays that he can make with his legs, the throws that he can make on the run, yeah, there's some sacks here or there. Everybody gets sacked. I mean, it's the NFL, and that was Max Crosby on the other side of the ball there. If you go a whole game without getting sacked, you played a very spectacular game. Like, that's worth making note of. So, not to excuse them, some of that stuff we got to clean up. We got to stop being in 3rd and 12, 3rd and 15, 3rd and 19 all the time. That was a big difference in the game. Like, we were getting those penalties early and putting ourselves in 3rd and long a lot. And then at the end of the game, we cleaned that up. We kept being able to continue drives and score points. And then Vegas, they got bit by it. And the only thing was they weren't even setting themselves up for 3rd and longs. They were literally taking points off the board. So, one little play here or there, TJ Watt punching balls out, us actually recovering them, the interceptions and then going down the field, and all that spells winning play. So, good job, Steelers. Getting back in the winning category. Let's go. We got the Jets and Giants next. Winnable games. We'll dive further into this game later. We'll look at some previews of the Jets game later on down the week. But if you made it to this part of the video, use a real one. I appreciate you. I'm just a drunk 32-year-old dad rambling about my Steelers, but we appreciate you being here. Go Steelers. What are we, 4-2? It's looking up. We got to keep pace. Baltimore's coming. Pause. And I'm out of here. GG's.